Hello, hello, my dear angling friends. Your favorite fishing expert is here with a fresh forecast packed with insights and practical tips to make your next trip successful. Today, we're diving deep into the conditions for Ireland on the 7th of February 2026. Now, why is this day going to be a fascinating one? Well, we're looking at a classic Irish winter day, full of character, which means opportunities for those who know where and how to look. It's a day that will test your resolve, but with the right approach, it could just deliver some memorable catches. Let's talk about the main players in the water today. Based on the conditions, focus on pike, early season salmon, and some resilient sea fish like cod and pollock. First up, pike, the freshwater predators. On a day like today, with air temperatures hovering between 7 and 10 degrees Celsius and potentially unsettled weather, pike will likely be holding in deeper, more stable areas of lakes and larger rivers. Look for them along drop-offs, near submerged structures, and in slower-moving stretches where they can ambush prey. The slightly lower atmospheric pressure we might see today is often a good sign for these toothy critters, sometimes triggering a feeding spree. For tackle, a medium to heavy spinning rod with a braided line of around 20 to 30 pounds is ideal. Large soft plastics, jerkbaits, or even dead baits fished on a trace near the bottom can be incredibly effective. Remember, slow and steady retrieves are key in cold water. Don't be afraid to let your lure sit for a moment or two. Next, the elusive salmon. My friends, the salmon season in many Irish fisheries officially opened on the 1st of February. But let's be honest, early season salmon can be a real challenge. Spring salmon runs typically kick off in May, but with the forecast for higher than average rainfall, river levels could be up, and that fresh water just might encourage a few early springers to move upstream. If you're targeting salmon, focus on holding pools and slower stretches where fish might rest after navigating stronger currents. A 14 to 15 foot fly rod with a sinking line and a large dark fly, like a willy gun or a black and yellow, can sometimes be effective. If spinning, a flying sea or toby lure in a bright color can sometimes catch their eye in colored water. This is a game of patience and perseverance, but the reward is truly magnificent. Finally, for those who brave the coast, sea fish like cod and pollock are your best bet. Sea angling is open all year round in Ireland, and while the water is undeniably cold, averaging between 7 and 10 degrees Celsius, these species are well adapted. The waning gibbous moon, which we have today, can often be associated with stronger tides, which can stir up food and stimulate feeding frenzies in salt water. Look for cod around rocky reefs and broken ground, while pollock can be found near kelp beds and submerged structures. Shore anglers can use ledgered baits like lugworm, ragworm, or squid. For boat anglers, perking or drift fishing with shads and jellyworms can yield results. Be prepared for cold conditions and dress warmly, because consistent bites in the sea often require dedication. Now, for a deeper dive into our conditions. The weather for February 7th, 2026 in Ireland will be typically wintry. We're looking at air temperatures generally between 7 and 10 degrees Celsius, which is pretty close to the historical average for early February. Expect unsettled conditions with showers or outbreaks of rain likely, especially in the south and east. There's even a slight chance of some scattered showers becoming heavy. Wind will be light to moderate, coming from an easterly or variable direction, possibly gusty near coasts. The atmospheric pressure might be on the lower side, which, as I mentioned, can be a good trigger for predatory fish like pike. This cold, wet weather means fish will be less active and looking for stable, slightly deeper water. Water temperatures in Irish lakes and coastal areas will be chilly, ranging from around 7 to 10 degrees Celsius. At these temperatures, fish metabolism slows down, making them less inclined to chase fast-moving baits. They conserve energy, so your presentations need to be slower and more enticing. They'll be seeking out thermal refuges, so concentrate on deeper areas or spots with stable water flow. And what about our cosmic companion? Today, February 7th, 2026, we have a waning gibbous moon. It's 73.9% illuminated, moving away from the full moon. Now, many seasoned anglers, including myself, often observe heightened activity around this phase, especially for nocturnal feeders or larger predators. It's also typically associated with stronger tides in saltwater, which can stir up food and stimulate feeding frenzies as food is stirred up. So while some might dismiss moon phases, pay attention to those tide charts if you're hitting the coast. Considering all these factors, I'd rate the overall fishing activity for Ireland on February 7th, 2026, as capricious to moderate. The cold water and potential for heavy rain will certainly test your patience and require a highly technical approach. However, the dominant lower atmospheric pressure, if it holds, and the strong tides associated with the waning gibbous moon offer some promising windows, especially for pike and sea-dwelling species like cod and whiting. River trout will be particularly challenging, as their season only truly gets going later in the month. So, my friends, don't let the winter chill deter you. With the right gear, a bit of knowledge, and a whole lot of grit, you can still have a fantastic day out. I wish you all tight lines and ni quosta, ni cheshwi. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up if you found it helpful, and tell me in the comments below. What are your plans for fishing this week? Have you had any surprising winter catches recently? Share your stories, and let's keep the conversation going. See you in the next one, and good luck out there.